Hello, this is Anthony Silva, and today I'm going to be running through the last of the easier problems from the arrays and hashing set for the LeetCode 150 problems, which is going to be the two integer sum problem, which I'm going to be doing on LeetCode today. So let's get started by reading the question problem statement here. So, given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return the indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. All right, so let's read it here. Let's read through the example problems. All right, so nums, we have 2, 7, 11, 15. We want to take two numbers that sum up to 9. Looks like we got indices 0 and 1 in a list because it's index 0 we have 2, index 1 we have 7. 2 plus 7 is 9, so we return indices 0, 1 in the list. And example 2, we have a 2 plus 4, that's indices 1 and 2 respectively, that add up to 6, so the answer is 1, 2. Then we have 3 and 3 that add up to 6, so we return 0 and 1. Notice that we are not using the same element twice. We cannot say 0, 0 or 1, 1, 1. And we do have a little helpful fact that there is exactly one solution here. I mentioned this again, only one valid answer exists. All right. And then the num's length is going to be up to 10 to the 4th. There has to be at least 2. Numbers can be significantly large, so keep that in mind if you are trying to use like C++ or Java or any other language that uses static types. If numbers get very large, you might want to consider using longs or longs instead of int types. And then, same for the target here. But anyways, let's try to figure this problem out. I see that there's actually 2 different ways that you could solve this problem. I'm going to start off with the first solution, which is going to be a brute force solution. So that is starting at a specified index and then checking all the indices after to see if the two numbers match up. It will look something like this. So loop through nums, index I, then loop through nums again, starting with index j from I plus 1. So that is going to be that's going to start at the element after the one at index I. Okay. And then if nums I with num j, return the lists I and j. Okay. Pretty simple solution, but do keep in mind that since we are using nested for loops that loop through the same structure of, say, n elements, this is going to be an O of n squared solution. So it's not a great solution to implement. However, I do want to keep in mind that I'm estimating or not talk about talk about duplicate elements here. That's a different problem. We're talking about two elements summing up to a target value. So something like this. There you go. But now it makes sense. It makes sense, right? Because we can. It really just helps to set the stone for how we want to implement a better solution. So let's think about the math here for a second. Um, so the solution that I'm thinking that I'm looking at coming up here is like using a hash map to keep track of what elements that we are coming across as we loop through the array, and then keep track of what indices of the indices that they are found at as well. So let's say that we found nums I. We want to find nums j. We loop through the array and come across nums j. Nums j. Some nums for some index j. We take the difference. We take the difference. That is target minus nums j, and then we want to make sure to see if that difference is equal to the element in index I. That we found here. And if we do, we found our target value, and we return the specified indices as shown here. Let's try this again. So empty. So we're going to do an empty map or dictionary, or whatever you want to call it. So we look through the array. We're going to say index I. Take difference equals target minus nums I. And then I want to check to see if difference is in the map. If we do, we found our two numbers. We found the respective indices. So we return map difference. So it'll be its value, and then I. And then again, we want to return this as a list. And then if difference is not on the map, we initialize our key right here to be with the specified index that we found it at. And then we just keep going from there. A little bit better. It's an all event time complexity for sure, because we're just looping through the array once. Keep in mind that this is an all event space complexity as well, because we're going to be using the extra hash map in our solution as well. But shouldn't be too bad. I think this is a pretty sufficient solution that we are implementing here. So let's try to put this into code here. So we're going to define an empty map. We're going to call this prev map, I guess. And then let's say we want to get the index and the value from nums. We can use the enumerate function in order to get those two values at once. And if that's the case, then we can get a take difference equals target minus n, because that's going to be our value that is returned at specified index I. So div equals target minus n, and then we want to check to make sure if div is in the map, and then we can return our list. So that's going to be prev map diff. So that's going to be its value, and then return the index where we found our n value, and then if we end up not succeeding, we gotta keep track of where we found this element in case it's needed for later. So it's going to be prev map diff. I'm going to set this equal to I, so that our computer knows where we found this element. Okay, pretty simple solution. Let's check to see if it works. Okay, that didn't work. Um, 1 second here. Give me a second so I figure out what went wrong here. All right, so we have our map. Then we enumerate nums. Different equals target minus n. Different from map. Map diff I. Oh, we're all supposed to be returning R. In this here, we're supposed to be returning this. Because we were trying to return the same value twice again. So we wanted to return the n value. See, now it runs. So let's hit submit here. All right, so that passes. Sorry for the delay in coming up with the right solution here. Just sometimes it takes me a while to make sure to figure out what went wrong. All right, but anyways, we managed to solve this problem. Uh, Again, it's pretty so simple. Um, and again, it's something. Brute force solutions do not always work, but they do provide some insight on how we can improve our solutions later on. Okay. So thanks again for watching this video, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more coding walkthrough videos that I'm going to be doing later on. I'm probably going to get into a little bit more difficult problems in the next video. Still going to be on arrays and hashing, but we'll get there. Um, and as always, I will be posting solutions in C++, and I just started putting in Java solutions as well. So you can take a look at those as well if you're one of those Java programmers. Okay. All right. So thanks again for watching, guys. So long.